You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Jabrill Peppers because, well, this one's a shocker. Came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting it. Kyle Duggar, you kind of thought would, if there was a guy that was going to be out at safety, you kind of thought that might be the guy, but he had a big-ass contract. Of course, Jabrill Peppers had gotten into some trouble last year. Also, a leftover of the Belichick, Gerard Mayo regime, which they were both huge fans of Peppers. But, and I hadn't got to talk a lot of Patriots on this channel, talked a lot of it on the other channel. But a lot of that had to do with the firing and hiring of coaches. So here we go, right here. Patriots are releasing veteran safety Jabrill Peppers per source. Peppers still has $4.32 million guaranteed remaining on his contract for the season. Peppers has started 85 games, including 26 with New England, has totaled over 500 tackles, 7 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 7 fumble recoveries in the NFL. He's been a hell of a player. Now, in case you're wondering, PFF, this is their safety grades. For 2024, he was graded out as the 6th best safety in the National Football League. All right? In case you're wondering, Kyle Duggar is way down here at number 95 out of 98. Literally, the 95th safety out of 98 guys on this list. Wow. This was a surprise. So, over to Mike Reese, right? The Patriots finished training camp with 6-year veteran Jalen Hawkins and 2025 fourth-round pick Craig Woodson as their top safeties, with Peppers, Duggar, and Del Pettis next on the depth chart. Well, to my knowledge, Del Pettis is still there. Kyle Duggar is still there. Let me just go over here real fast. And let me see what I show on these other two guys, if I show anything. I'm scrolling. Okay, I don't show anything on these other guys. I might have to ignore minimum snaps. I'm not going to worry about it. If they didn't play any more snaps than that, I find this to be sort of this may be the first move that Vrabel has made that I have got to actually highly question. Peppers 29 was a favorite of former coach Bill Belichick and Gerard Mayo for his hard-hitting and physical style of play, especially against the run, a similar skill set to Duggar's. Peppers' fit in the new scheme employed by first-year head coach Mike Vrabel was evolving over the course of training camp, as he began on the first unit before surpassed by Hawkins and Woodson. In the team's preseason finale, Peppers started in a game when most players who had secured spots were rested. Okay, so that tells you something right there, too. All right, that he was falling out of favor. Jabrill Peppers did tweet this out, and it looks like a guy that's doing the shushing face, because PFF tweeted out Jabrill Peppers has a 90.1 PFF grade over the past 2 seasons, 4th among all safeties. Wow, that's crazy. I can tell you, a lot of fans are out there. They are tweeting their teams out. Let me tell you. I saw the Browns earlier. There's the Dolphins. Eagles is a place that I talked to Let's Go Philly podcast, CDS, about it. We were talking about it. He immediately said, this is it, and it does. It's got Howie Roseman written all over it. It really does. You'd hate to see him go in division, potentially, to somebody in division. I question this move for one massive reason. This team is still not very deep. All right? It's not a deep team. The starters, pretty solid. A lot of people believe, including myself, that Vrabel and Josh McDaniels alone is going to greatly add to the win total. I haven't seen hardly anybody that's picked 7 or below wins for the Pats. They only won 4 games last year. And most of what I see is a 3 to 6 win increase for this team. But the fact is, not a ton of talent, not real deep. So you get rid of one of the best players on the team on a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. I don't love that. All right? I don't. Like I said, I'm a Vrabel guy, but I don't love it at all. And this is, I don't know if his personal issues from last year may have caused some kind of a problem here. I don't know. I don't know if there was a different issue behind the scenes that we don't know about. All right? Some kind of non-compliance issue, being late, any of that. I haven't heard of any. All right? I haven't heard of any. What we have found out, though, is that a lot of the veteran guys that were Belichick guys, David Andrews, I mean, a lot of people are still shocked by that, got their walking papers. All right? And Vrabel felt like this wasn't a scheme fit. But it's hard to believe that you couldn't figure out how to make that work somehow. Okay? Now, obviously, there's a lot of teams out there. He's going to have a fair number of teams want to bring him in. One of the teams immediately, besides the Eagles, was the Chiefs, the Bills, in division, the Ravens, your AFC guys where they got to go against Patrick Mahomes, right? The Bengals, good Lord, the Bengals need all the depth they can possibly get on the defensive side of the ball. And they got Trey Hendrickson back for one season. Shamar Stewart, their draft pick, is the other edge. If they were to bring in a guy like Jabrill Peppers, makes a lot of sense. I mean, provided Al Golden thinks that's a scheme fit. You know, again, huge Vrabel guy. I question the move. I do. On a team that doesn't have a lot of depth, a team that's devoid of a lot of talent. Look, they did a hell of a job in the draft, we think, and in free agency, we think. But there was so many draft misses over the years. I'm just shocked you get rid of talent, one of the best talents you think you've got on the team. I don't know. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.